It is Indiana in the morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. He is Chris Anderson, White Township Manager, joins us this morning.
Morning.
Talking everything there. Presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row, and the best of Indiana County contests. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. At a certain point in every year, you say to yourself, okay, we're racing to get all of these summer jobs done, especially road work and all of those things. You still have some time for that, but you do realize as you look ahead that, it's not all that far when we're going to have cold weather coming and we want all this wrapped up. So you're working really hard at that right now.
We have the majority of our paving projects, construction projects under wraps, but one thing that you can never really account for some of these big rainstorms, and we're still dealing with some of those issues of some of the larger rain events we had earlier this summer. And although it's dry now, we're still working through some pipe projects, and right now we're on Clairvaux, and we're on next to Home Farm, which is a project we had to put out the bid. But yeah, we typically like to wrap projects up before the school buses start to run. So we are running on short time here, and we're hoping to button up a lot of these the next few weeks.
A lot of that is unanticipated work, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we the last several years the trend was not as wet weather as we've typically had. And if you rewind back into the 2017, 2018 range, we had several large rain events, and it raised some issues we had in the system, and we tried to repair those over the last few years, which we've done a nice job. But we have, this spring, just some of those events and created some sinkhole issues.
Mm-hmm.
Some reared their ugly head with some of the rusted stuff. So we're doing our best that we can to make these repairs and moving ahead. Start looking at analyzing some more of these systems, utilizing our camera equipment and trying to find and get ahead of some of these larger projects.
It's amazing when you're doing projects such as that, how one piece of equipment that might have a breakdown is going to just domino the whole way through the entire process and just bring the program to a grinding halt. How has White Township done in terms of equipment availability?
We're doing well. We're fortunate enough to have newer equipment. One thing I will mention is the new street sweeper. It did a nice job for us this spring and summer. The old street sweeper is on Municipid. It's on the auction block. So if anybody's interested in picking up a street sweeper, it's listed out there. But a lot of our equipment's newer. We still have 2 trucks that were hail damaged that need to be repaired, but there was a backlog in a lot of the repair shops. So equipment's been holding up well.
Good.
And as you know, that's this time of year you start looking ahead towards leaf pickup, and then we have winter maintenance ahead. So it's always maintenance issues and always trying to keep everything maintained as best we can.
Seal coating is always big in the summertime too.
Yeah, so we finished the paving contract several months ago, which we talked about that it was the earliest we've had paving completed, and then last week the seal coat project was complete. And what they do is they come in and they do a double seal, which they lay a thin layer of it's like an oil/tar and a thin layer of gravel, and then they do it again and do a double coat. And it just we gained several more years out of our roads by doing that, and I don't want to say it's an inexpensive, but it is one of the least expensive options for getting longevity out of some of these roads, and it works well.
Yeah, it really does. And you notice it almost becomes a road, for instance, out of my neighborhood where a lot of the roads are dirt roads. They almost look like paved roads because when you come back and you continually are seal coating them as often as you can, that just builds up the layers, and that's a good thing.
Yep, sure is.
All right. Meanwhile, as the summer goes along, you look at other things, including the approach of fall, and you're making ice already.
We are out at the arena. Ryan's busy out there. Ice season is about to kick off, so we're preparing to go transition from some of the outside projects to indoor ice, and Ryan is out there maintaining and watching, and they're putting water down, ice down, and it's here.
When it is 90 degrees outside, as it has been and is going to be for a while, evidently, does that make it a harder job?
I don't know because the arena stays relatively cool
Does it?
in the building, and the ice with the coming from the floor, it it does a nice job. We're fortunate that the building's in this situation. The just the way that it was designed, not designed, but the way we constructed that concrete floor several years ago, it made it that much nicer.
Yeah.
It used to be kind of sand, and it was a lot more difficult. But now with everything concrete, tubes in the concrete, it's more manageable even when it's this warm outside.
Fields are really busy right now too. Baseball, soccer, all those.
Yeah, fall ball. Some of the older baseball is taking place. The soccer, we have the high school soccer kicked off with some of their 2-a-day practices up there, and the fall travel soccer program's kicking off through the football club, and in-house soccer will be kicking off. So it's definitely a busy place over there in the fall, and we still encourage everybody to get out there and walk and use the walk-works route and utilize the playground equipment. And
On vacation, we took a couple of days so that we were there. We always go to White Township to play tennis, and the courts were really busy this past weekend, which was good to see. But the frisbee golf, I don't know what the technical term is,
Yeah, disc golf.
but that was going on, and there are a ton of people that use the walking trail there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of doggies out there too.
There's a ton of activity, and going back to the disc golf, we took some time, maybe about a few weeks ago, and did some clearing on some of the new disc golf course that goes up over the hill, and made it more so it can be played. Remove some of the bigger tree stumps that were in the way and some of the brush, but yeah, you'll be able to play a lot of disc golf holes out there, and there's always somebody playing, which is neat to see. And with the tennis courts, the high school tennis program kicking off.
Yeah.
The girls program, and I know the coach, Mr. Neal's doing a nice job with that and growing the sport, and he's grown a lot of interest around the community. So
Yeah.
good for him to be out there working with these kids. And
Good things going on. The Chris Anderson band going to be performing at the amphitheater anytime soon?
we're getting there. We're getting there. We finalized some of the I don't know what they're really called, but they're like cutouts in the steel where some of the conduit's going to go for the lights and the sound system and things like that. So we're very close to having that the structure delivered. We're doing some site plan modifications and some of the stormwater modifications out there, but yeah, once it's here, it's going to go fast. So we're ready to go.
That is going to be something else. Speaking of building things, a lot of folks are building in White Township right now. I saw on a Hospital Drive, and somebody said that must be. We know Dr. Gaddy's planning to put up a building. That must be it, and it is.
Yeah, Dr. Gaddy Medical Office building up off Hospital Road there. So that project did get kicked off under construction. Everybody knows Raising Cane's opened up this past week. Rural King is had a soft opening. Their scheduled grand opening is this Friday, and then we have Seven Brews in the works, which is going to have an opening here any day. So busy around town.
Yeah,
it's good busy.
Absolutely is. And White Township, or rather PennDOT paving projects, they continue too in White Township.
Right now, they're working on Rose Street, which is the connector between Oakland and Wayne there. They have that all milled out, ready to pave. The paving in town here looks really good. I know it's a PennDOT project, but they did a nice job. And, looking forward to getting Rose Street, getting the bike lanes repainted.
Yeah, wow. What a time of the year it is. So it's pretty amazing. And meanwhile, you're looking not all that far ahead. You're looking at starting the budgeting process. Supervisors are going to have to be buckling down on some other things within their meeting as well.
We start budgeting process. We usually like to have our first workshop meeting sometime in September. And looking ahead for next year, we kind of look at trends and some of the history. And one thing we haven't dealt with, which we talked about earlier, is the stormwater and budgeting. Putting a bigger line item in the budget for next year for stormwater repairs. And also getting ahead of this and doing some, assessment, some camera work and looking at this. And then Also, snow removal. What's what's this winter going to look like? Last winter looked way different than the previous few winters. So it's a guessing game, but we'll get it close, and we're looking forward to starting that process. It's usually September, October, and then we can make any final adjustments and usually get an approval by early December.
It's an amazing process by which, every municipality sets its schedule, and there are certain times of the year when you say, all right, here's that calendar milestone, so this has to be started on or completed by. All of those things, they have to happen. Planning Commission tonight?
Planning
No.
Commission this evening, pretty light agenda. I think there's one little review item on there, and then supervisors tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Yeah, busy times in White Township. Wow. A lot is going on, and you're right. When you take a look at what that budget process is, and you have to have a little bit of a crystal ball. And I'm assuming that with all of the stormwater repairs that have been made this year, that when you do that, you say to yourself, okay, let's make sure that as we're there, we get everything done that could possibly be an impact in the coming year, and make sure that we get, you don't want a temporary repair, I guess is what I'm getting at.
No, we try not to Band-Aid. But once we install some of this newer plastic pipe and these precast concrete inlets, it's pretty. It'll last. So
Yeah.
like you said, we kind of like to make sure that once we're there, we're not coming back for a while.
Yeah, good shape. Chris, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Tom.
White Township, a busy, busy place right now. Everybody's busy right now. It's Indiana in the Morning, and it's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Boomer Sports next, brought to you by S&T Bank, People Forward Banking.